Guys, okay. Smell-o-vision, it's real and it's awesome. It's got these vials and they're full of, well, some of them are full of smells, and some of the smells are good smells. Some of them, well, let's just say they don't have to be good smells. Now IT can manage PCs from anywhere, leveraging your existing cloud storage to deploy Windows, apps, BIOS updates, and more. With Smart Deploy, you can set up and deploy in an afternoon, so don't wait, get your exclusive free software worth over $800 at the link below. This, my friends, is the Cilia Developer Kit from HapticSol, a tool for integrating scent into your VR application or really any other content experience you can think of. It's very developer kitty, so my expectations weren't too high when we requested this thing, but we're filming this out of order and I have already tried it and it does work. First though, the how. Inside this box, we've got nothing but the Cilia device itself, some spare pods for your oils, a USB cable, and a power adapter. Now, the Cilia device itself is just a 3D printed chassis housing 6 individual scents with their own little partitions here, and 6 individual fans. See that? Cool, right? Now, you might think that these permeable membranes on the scents would be enough to have your whole room smell just from having them nearby. And there is some smell, but it's pretty minimal. That is, until the software tells the fan to kick in and blow it at you. If you're sitting at your computer, you would just pop it onto your desk and have it blow up at you. You can actually see it's kind of angled that way. For a standing experience though, I'd recommend using the 1/4-20 mount on the bottom and something like a light stand like this so that it's closer to your face holes. If we remove this magnetic panel on the front here, there's a single PCB running all along the back that handles power for the fans as well as for the RGB LED. Oh my God, it has RGB.
Yeah,
it's
rainbow.
for VR. It's for VR, you can't even see it. You know what, it doesn't matter. The clear acrylic diffusers that are up above here are normally transparent, but they're laser etched to help diffuse the RGB light, which is a nice little touch if you're into that sort of thing. And the same goes for the custom LTT front panel that the developer actually sent over for us. The kit also comes with a full guide on how to get started integrating into either Unity or Unreal Engine, as well as some introductory info on the Cilia itself. The software lets you both set your LED colors and manage your scent profiles for different games. You can actually even make groups of multiple Cilias and have a full surround olfactory setup with up to 255 of them, if that was something that you would want. For developers, there's the ability to run virtual versions of the device as well, allowing you to theoretically include support in your game without ever owning one. And I've been informed that it's also just a nice to have when you spend your whole day working on a review of this thing and you just need a break from the sensory overload. Duly noted, Colin, thank you. So the Cilia project is the brainchild of Peter Sassaman. He's built a variety of haptic devices over the years, like gloves, but the Cilia is the first device that he's made publicly available. The first prototypes were actually pretty close to the final dev kit that we have right here, only they used little pod air fresheners instead of these essential oil vials. Currently, there are only 2 games that are up and running using the Cilia SDK, Adventure Climb VR, and there's also a Minecraft Forge mod, which my lovely assistant has loaded up on this little setup right here. As far as I've been told, it's working, right?
Should be.
Excellent. Okay, let's give it a shot, I guess.
So pop out of the control panel, because only one thing can use the SDK at a time.
Ba-doop.
Ba-doop.
Oh wait, no, I want to adjust my RGB first. Can I have more RGB?
I'll allow it.
Oh yeah. And then I want some, oh God, I don't know RGB color mixing. How do I get
It's basic color
orange?
science, Linus.
Yeah, I know.
Your kids probably know this.
That seems RGB enough, huh? You know what's kind of cool is the RGB serves at least some sort of function, like it makes it easier to see your liquid level. Functional RGB. It's bound to be a first time for everything. Okay, adventure climb to start. I swear, it's gotta be working, because I kind of feel like I'm outdoors. Like, is this supposed to be an outdoor smell?
Not yet. So once you hit the begin level, it'll start.
I could have sworn I smelt something. Oh my God, I don't have long enough arms to play this game.
So as you get close to the water, you should get the waterfall scent.
Okay. Oh my God, I can totally smell the water. All right. Oh God. Oh, smells like failure. Oh, that's extremely disorienting. It is way more subtle than I expected.
Yeah, it's pretty subtle in this game.
Oh, you say that as though it will be less subtle in other experiences.
Well, it's a little more binary in the Minecraft plugin.
Got it. Oh, I can totally smell the water. Now, I think we probably cheated a little bit here, carefully making sure that the scent was coming from the direction of the waterfall. But it really does, it doesn't smell exactly like water, but it's close enough that your imagination can fill in the gaps. Now, my understanding is that it can actually mix scents if you find combinations that you like.
Yeah, so there can be like items or areas. So if you're standing in an area and then say a coffee gets thrown at you, you can mix the two scents together because they're all individually triggered.
And what's really cool is that, you know, normally the way video games enter your senses is inherently unnatural. Like a display is never going to look like the real world. But because it wafts over real air to you, like, just like in the real world, I'll get kind of like whiffs of the waterfall scent instead of it just being constant, you know?
Yep.
I'm gonna hit a wall.
And there you are. Okay, well that's your first experience.
Do we have like a pine scent, or is that maybe mint?
No, we do have pine and mint.
Huh.
Victory scent.
This is better than I expected. This is my first time trying it. Colin's been the one to be like, are we covering this or not? Because I was skeptical. I was also expecting just having these aroma vials nearby would be distracting at all times, but
so
from here you can smell it.
Yeah,
it's not bad.
So like I had that sitting on my desk while I wrote this, and it, you know, after 8 hours, it's a bit much. But when you're standing and playing in VR, you can't smell it.
Huh. As I alluded to before, you're not limited to VR experiences though. So let's go ahead and adjust our stand here, and we're gonna play some Minecraft.
So depending on where you are, like your biome, it will change what scent you smell. So see if you can find a swamp or a desert.
Okay, sure.
So you're in forest right now, I believe, which should be
it smells fresh.
Rocky plant, AKA pine. If you get to like the nether or the end, you'll get cappuccino.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and like plains or extreme hills, you'll get fresh air.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, well let's head down to the water first, right? I don't think there's any water smell being mixed in. Oh, or at least there wasn't. This is way less realistic and subtle feeling than the climb. I think part of that is just a function of them kind of going full bore, depending on what kind of area you're in. And also VR is just more immersive. But as a whole, this is far more experience changing than I expected. And like, I love technology and everything, and I'm all about advancements, but I was a little like, do we really need this? But now I'm looking at it going like, you know, it is a matter of time until Gwyneth Paltrow's Goop company releases, you know, certain kinds of scents here, and all kinds of experiences are totally different than ever before and far more immersive. What? It's a matter of time and you know it.
When you head over the jungle over there, see the misty section over on your left? There you go. So you went from green to blue.
Oh, interesting. You've got different RGB profiles for the different biome profiles.
Yes.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, so I'm not positive there's actually going to be any mixing in here. So you're right on the line of switching between the two. So if you went back, you'll see it switch from green to blue.
Hello?
Go on, keep going.
There it is.
There you go, yeah.
And I can definitely smell it, like immediately. I can smell the water smell. So that's a little immersion breaking because normally that kind of water smell I would associate more with a waterfall, like what we experienced in the climb. Here, like just jumping into a puddle, you don't get water smell, you know? Can I get the cappuccino one in Minecraft somehow?
There's a coffee mug in the Unreal demo.
Okay,
so
all right,
just
let's
hop
do
over
that.
that one. So this, we're gonna see real combinations of smells. So as you run around and get closer to things, you'll see different smells. If you get to the end, there's a coffee mug, you'll see it.
Okay.
Yeah.
It smells like adventure. No, I'm serious. It's like
you're thinking Indiana Jones or...
like you walk into a new place and it's just like, oh, you know?
Oh, don't fall in there.
Don't fall in there.
Definitely don't do that.
Does it smell like fart or
No,
something?
you just fall through the map. I've done it a bunch.
Oh, okay. Hot coffee mod.
Ugh.
There is a bit of a delay. I think part of it is just how far away it is from me. I think I would have it a little bit closer, like on my desk if I was really gaming with this thing. But it smells like coffee.
Yeah. So I talked with Peter about this, and he's going to make some changes, I think, that we can increase the velocity of the air that's coming out, so it should hit you a little bit sooner. And then you could also perhaps have like a zone where it primes, like it starts spinning the fan.
Yeah.
And then cranks the fan. So there's work to be done, but the idea is that, this is a building block, it's a dev kit.
Yeah. Another thing that needs a lot of improvement is, of course, the smell repository that you can draw from. Like our local candle and soap store obviously only had things that smelled nice in candles and soap. They don't have like blood smell, but that might be something that you would want for a gaming experience. Like, it's amazing how immersive and effective the coffee smell is. So having the right sense is key. Yeah, definitely needs a little bit lower latency. It's funny to be talking about like latency and like smell resolution too is something that could be improved, especially in VR, because I could tell it was coming from the waterfall, and that's something that you'd almost need like a motorized room to blow smells at you from the right directions for, but give it another 10 years, I'm sure it'll exist.
Yeah, like some of the other scents they have are like gunpowder, leather, race fuel, oak moss, riding mower. Lawnmower VR, that's gotta be a thing.
It's a little rough around the edges, and I wouldn't tell every consumer, go and spend $200 on this as it is today. But what Cilia taught me for sure is that there is something here. So where does that leave us? Well, Cilia's isn't the first hat to be tossed into the proverbial ring when it comes to adding scent to games. Of the handful of notable examples, we'd be remiss to forget how back in 2016, Ubisoft created the Oculus Rift. We actually covered this on the WAN show way back then, and it was essentially a marketing gimmick for the South Park game that year, which dumped fart smells directly into your nose holes. Hilarious, but it was never meant to be a product that you could actually buy. On the less technical side of things, there was also a scented candle released for Resident Evil 4, which featured the smells of timber, leather, and blood. Ew. But immersive. The problem here is that those two implementations are either enterprise level built just to sell a game, or a pure gimmick, again to sell a game. Now there are some other commercial options available, notably OVR Technologies' Ion and the Aroma Shooter. As far as we can tell though, they're in a similar developmental stage to the Cilia with an SDK for the major game engines, but the downside is that they don't have a listing where you can just buy the device. You need to email back and forth with the developer, justify your need to help protect their IP, I guess, which makes sense, then get a quote for whatever they decide to charge you. As far as we can tell, both of those systems use cartridges that aren't cheap to reload, unlike the Cilia, where you can literally use any scent that you can find on the shelf. We actually had one of our little vials spill in shipping and break through the plastic bag that it was double wrapped in. So we visited that local soap company that I alluded to before and bought a little vial of pine essential oils for like $3. That's a feature that I think is A, consumer friendly, and B, pretty critical in a dev kit. A little side tidbit, during the research for this video, we found a Kickstarter campaign for a device called Feel Real, which is a scent curtain that mounts directly onto your VR headset. That looked pretty promising initially, but now it seems to be mired in legal issues in the US due to the FDA banning flavored cartridge-based vaping products. So I guess they're stuck as vaporware. Hey, that's a terrible joke, good job. Anyway, that makes the Cilia, as far as we can tell, the only scent-based device that you can actually go buy right now, no strings attached. There aren't a lot of supported games from the get-go, but the fact that this is reasonably affordable and comes with the software building blocks for you to integrate into your own mods, games, or other experiences is pretty promising. Does it really matter though? I mean, we had this in the script, but honestly, yeah, it's cool. I don't have to hedge my bets on this. It's cool. It's really cool. Kind of like our sponsor. Thank you to Ting Mobile for sponsoring today's video. Ting has new rates that make it easier to see how much you can save by switching to Ting. They've got unlimited talk and text for $10, data plans starting at just $15, and unlimited data for $45. So if you liked their previous pay what you use plans, don't worry, those are still there. They're just called Ting Flex plans, charging just $5 per gig. Data can also be shared if you have a family plan, so you can connect more phones to save even more. You'll still get the same nationwide coverage, and pretty much any phone will work with Ting. Just check them out at linus.ting.com and receive a $25 credit. Thanks for watching, guys. If you want to get hands-on with a Cilia, we're going to have that link down in the video description below. And if you want to check out some other weird VR gear adventures, maybe check out our video about the VR chair that took 3 days to set up, or, oh, the fan. The gaming fan. Yeah, that one was
A gaming fan.
It was something. It was a gaming fan.